One night at Flumpty's. Considering you clicked this video, then that probably means you already know what One Night at Flumpty's is. But just in case you don't, let me fill you in real quick. This is Flumpty Bumpty, who is a pretty obvious parody of Humpty Dumpty. But the difference between these two is that Humpty Dumpty falls off his wall and like dies or something. But Flumpty, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. Flumpty, out his own mouth, claims to be,
I'm an egg. I'm immune to the plot and I can transcend time and space. Also, I'm coming after you.
And yeah, this is our main antagonist of today's game. This is Morning Hunt. And this is basically what happens when the One Night at Flumpty's verse trips over the DogWatching verse. And you end up with a game like this. So in this video, we're gonna explore all of the badges for Morning Hunt, including the Hardboiled mode, and this one secret badge that's so obscure, it doesn't even have a name. Let's get started. So here we are in Flumpty's playhouse. We actually got kidnapped by Flumpty and we're unfortunately forced to survive his little games. Now of course, because this is a dog watching fan game, it does share the same Roblox demake art style that we all love. So before we actually begin this night, let's take a look around real quick because y'all already know how I get with these games. Like this poster in the office, for example, that says Save the Eggverse. And this is actually the official art for the 2014 egg hunt, and there's a couple reasons I think this is tough. This could be me overthinking, but one, the Roblox demake art style for this game is directly inspired by how Roblox games used to look, you know, in 2014, the same year as the poster. And two, because the antagonist of this game is literally an egg, so it kind of makes sense in context. Next to this though, we'll find our door power meter, which is pretty self-explanatory. Throughout the night, the more we use our doors, the more power we'll lose. And yeah, the rest of the stuff on this desk are just a bunch of other funny little Easter eggs, like the music box from DogWatching 2, the fan from FNAF 1, and this little clown poster that says this when you click on it.
Fresh meat. Fresh meat. Fresh meat. Fresh meat.
But anyway, I think that's enough useless talk for now. Let's direct our attention to the back of this room, where we'll find this board that basically breaks down what all the characters do in this game. Let's start reading it. First up, we have Flumpty himself. Now, the board is kind of funny for this one because it says unstoppable. LOL. Now, if you remember back to the beginning of the video when I said something along the lines of Flumpty being like immune to the plot or something, this is the kind of bullshit I'm talking about. When Flumpty spawns in the building, he'll lock onto your exact location. We do have two doors in this office that we can use to defend ourselves, but you know, bro might actually be immune to the plot. But Flumpty himself isn't very fast, and because of this, we could easily just walk out of his range forever. But eventually, after Flumpty chasing you down for a seemingly random amount of time, he'll just teleport back to wherever he wants in the building and start the whole process over again. So as long as we stay out of his way, then we'll be fine. Next up, we have Birthday Boy. Back on the board, all it says for him is fast. For Birthday Boy, I kind of want us to think back to how Bonnie functions in DogWatching 1. Birthday Boy is hella fast, and if he somehow manages to catch us off guard, well, there's probably nothing stopping him from slicing our eyes open. What even is this? But audio is key here, because all the characters in this game, besides Flumpty because he don't play by the rules, have their own different footstep sounds. When Birthday Boy is roaming, he'll walk all the way around the building until he reaches our right hallway, and we'll hear his footsteps as he approaches. From here, Birthday Boy will try to attack us at our right door, and we just need to make sure that our door is closed so his fast ass can't kill us. After this though, Birthday Boy will walk all the way around the building past our left door before reaching his starting position again. And I actually mean it, like bro will walk right past our left door. But whatever, anyways, let's move on. Next up, we have Red Guy. Not to be confused with Red Guy from DogWatching. I dead stole this joke straight from the extras menu. But anyways, this is Red Guy. And look at this demonic domain bro decided to crawl out of today. On the board for Red Guy, it says persistent. And honestly, we should just scratch that out and change persistent to annoying. When Red Guy is active, we'll hear that his footsteps are significantly different than Birthday Boy's. and Red Guy will make his way all the way over to our left door this time around. I think you already know the drill, so let's get that door closed so we don't get packed off. After this, he'll do the exact same thing that Birthday Boy does, where he wraps around to the other side and walks right past our right door before walking all the way back to his starting position. There's an actual reason I'm pointing this out, by the way, and this will be important for later, so remember this. Now, Red Guy isn't fast like the Birthday Boy is, but he literally won't stop chasing us down if he spots us. Wait, why are you walking in here? Stop chasing me! Everyone relax. And in this game specifically, we run out of stamina extremely fast, so chances are Red Guy would probably catch up to us regardless of us running away or not. I might have made a mistake. Oh my jukes. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. So again, let's make sure to keep that door closed when we hear him getting close. Next up, we have the Beaver, who's pretty infamous in One Night at Flumpty's for taking a shit while reading a newspaper. And the hilarious part is he's actually doing the exact same thing in this game. This is kind of a detour, but if we make our way over to the bathroom, we'll find 4 stalls in here. We can't go into any of these stalls, but we can actually see there's locks on them, with only one of them being locked. That being the one that the Beaver is in. I know this is kind of like irrelevant to the video, but like +5 to the devs because they caught my eye. Anyway, back on the board for the Beaver, it says let him through, and this is referring to the doors. Throughout the night, the Beaver will start running through the building, eventually reaching our office, and we need to make sure that neither of our doors are closed when he's close, because if so, the Beaver just straight up opens it, also that he can continue running. Like bruh, running could not be that deep. This is a little annoying because there are some situations where we need to have our door closed because of an active threat outside of it. Then the Beaver just nonchalantly rolls up and it opens the door for them. He actually just griefed me. Also, sometimes when the Beaver opens your door, he'll disable that door button too, making us unable to even use the door anymore. But aside from all of this, the Beaver is honestly pretty easy to deal with. All we gotta do is leave the doors open and also stay out of his path, and we'll be completely fine. Let's move on. Next up, we have the Clown, who in this game is named Bozo. Bozo only spawns later in the night, closer towards the end of it, and when he does, he'll kind of just be lying limp in the middle of the office. While here, Bozo will shift from his limpness and look up. When this happens, all we have to do is spam our flashlight on him. Then bro will basically pass out again and start the whole process over. Not too much to say about Bozo here. Let's just make sure we're paying attention. Let's move on. And now, our final member of this cast, we have Yoke, who is basically like a golden Flumpty for this game. When Yoke goes active, a big yellow box will appear on the screen saying find me, followed by whatever camera Yoke is currently on. This one is also pretty self-explanatory, and after flipping to whatever camera it tells us to, then Yoke will go away and try again at a later point in the night. Yoke is literally the only reason we have a tablet in the first place, by the way, so good job, Yoke. And with that, we finally finished covering every single character in this game. And yeah, this night does get a little hectic, but all the characters are really easy to deal with. All we have to do is stay mobile and keep our doors open. And after a long, hard-fought 8-minute night, we finally completed Morning Hunt. Real quick, as a little honorable mention, in the room to the other side of the wall of our office, we can find our old friend, the Eyesore, who in this game is kind of just here as cosmetic. It's kind of like a if you know kind of an Easter egg. Now, in this main night, there's 3 different secret characters that can be encountered, them being Champ, Hempty, and the Owl. And these guys were basically rejected from participating in the main night, and they're forced to wander around the halls forever with no purpose. And this is kind of good news for us because it means these 3 are completely harmless. But we do need to encounter at least one of them for the badge, called Disillusioned. Of course, this is completely random whether we actually happen to find one of these characters or not, but luckily for me at least, after beating the main night, I found the Owl planted right by the exit. Oh, is that the Owl? That's the Why did that just scare me? Anyway, so for me, it couldn't have been any easier, meaning we successfully obtained the Disillusion badge. But there's still a little more to yap about, so let's move on. If you're familiar with the One Night at Flumpty series, then you might know that usually after beating the first night, there'll be a second, harder night unlocked named Hardboiled mode. And luckily for us, this game is no different. In the main menu, if we head to the extras room, at the back, we'll find this red portal named Hardboiled. And after walking in this portal, we get teleported back to the office, but this time everything is tinted red. Also, the entire building is empty. Redman isn't posted up in his little demon lair, and the beaver isn't even in his little stall anymore. This is hard-boiled mode. Now, on this night, all the threats are active at the very start of the night. This means that we kind of have to lock in on both Bozo and Yoke off rip. Interestingly, on this night, these two also have different nightmare designs, and it's, you know, just a little bit different from their base designs. But anyway, hard-boiled mode is just a little rough. Remember earlier in the video when I made sure to point out that both Red Guy and Birthday Boy would walk to the opposite sides of the hallway before going back to their starting point and walk right past your door? Well, now on this night, they don't just walk past your office as usual, and now they'll try to attack you from the opposite side as well, which honestly just put more emphasis on audio for this night. Now we have to stay fully aware of all the footsteps so we know when to close our door. I'm not gonna act like I beat this night on my first try, cause I definitely didn't. I'm dead. Oh shoot. Weave. Oh, I get exhausted. And after like the longest 10 minutes of my life, we finally completed hard-boiled mode of Morning Hunt. Nice! Oh my goodness. We just cooked. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Incredible work.
NPCs in my ear. And we're almost done here, but we have one final badge, the No Name badge. Now this badge is super rare, and I was told that there's a very low chance of walking into this extras menu and instead of going to the extra menu like normal, will instead be teleported to a whole new world. It does work. Some people with elite ball knowledge, which doesn't include me by the way, would know that this room is actually a Deltarune reference. Now I know I'm not qualified to talk about this at all, but all I know is that this is the same room where you get a secret egg in that game, which in the grand scheme of things, I guess makes enough sense for a one night at Flumpty's Fangame. And after talking to this tree, we can obtain this No Name badge. Real quick rant by the way, I'll make this quick. After you get this badge for the first time, you could never go back to this little area again. And I didn't know this, so when I was trying to capture extra footage of this space, I was running back and forth from the extras menu to the main menu for like 20 minutes before realizing like, yo, it's not gonna teleport me back. So what I had to do was go to my Roblox inventory and delete the badge and then come back and then go back and forth and back and forth. And now here's the footage that you're seeing now, so you're welcome. And with that was every single badge in Morning Hunt. And unfortunately, we don't really get to end this video on a high note, because in the middle of me writing this script, the name of this game changed from Morning Hunt to Cancelled Morning Hunt, which is obviously pretty heartbreaking to me. I also found that there was a Morning Hunt 2 planned, and we can kind of get a sneak peek for what the map would have looked like for that game. Like, this is legit just the entirety of the One Night at Flumpty's 2 map in like the Roblox demake DogWatching art style. And of course, this game is canceled too. And this kind of just makes me sad for what we could have gotten. But of course, it's not like this game just got canceled for no reason. So instead of focusing on what we don't have, let's appreciate that people are even passionate enough to make games like this in the first place. At least we can still play Morning Hunt in its entirety despite the fact that it's canceled, and still enjoy it for what it is. But with that, I think I'm gonna wrap up today's video. I think I did enough yapping for one day, so let me know what games I should play next in the comments, and I really appreciate all the support y'all have been giving me recently. But with that, I'ma catch y'all boys. Safety. 4. Whoa, sorry. I'm soft locked. GG's. What a I said Eto? Yeah. What letters does E make? I don't want to clown you, but this literally looks like a pile of shit. Does this not look like a legit just poop? Ew! What is this pile of slop that you guys keep putting in my chat? You guys have by far the worst eats I've ever seen in my life.
I've been falling to